Hey, it's Frank. Welcome back to the Frank Roach Show. It's Monday, July 24th. How was the weekend? It was a beauty here in the Northeast, the Stanford area. And we are blessed this time of year. Of course, the beaches of Long Island, the beaches of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Block Island, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, Cape Cod. Holy cow, the Berkshires, if you don't want the ocean. Wonderful weekend. I hope you had a great weekend yourself. We got 5 more weeks, 6 more weeks of summer. All right, what's on my brain today? Something that's been on my brain for a while. Central bank digital currencies and congestion pricing in New York City, or for any city for that matter. Warning, this is a warning show, although it might be a little too late. Digital currencies are already underway. Investments have been made. There's no stopping them now. Congestion pricing, there's still a chance. There's some lawsuits about to stop congestion pricing in Manhattan. Either way, not good stories. Remember, now I'm trying to give you little podcasts here in under 15 minutes, so it's 2 or 3 topics a day. Try to pick some big topics and sprinkle in some little stuff. But this is a warning and alert. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, are coming. The hot take on this, on digital currencies, is we don't want them. Stop it. We want our anonymity. We want our privacy. How do we get those things? From cash. But someone wants these central bank digital currencies, and that means someone's going to make some money. If there's money to be made, there's an investment already put in place, well, it's going to happen. The cash-free society should not be our goal. That's the goal of the World Economic Forum. Central bankers want them, banks want them, governments want them. I don't think the people do. Anyway, we had a little precursor to the central bank digital currency here in the US last Thursday, July 20th, when the Federal Reserve released FedNow, which many see as a precursor or rollout to the CBDC. What is FedNow? It's a new system for instant payments. Banks and credit unions from all sizes can sign up and use this tool to instantly transfer money for their customers, any time of day or any day of the year. It's to make payments faster, more convenient. The benefits to individuals and businesses will include enabling a person to immediately receive a paycheck or a company to instantly access funds when an invoice is paid. Okay, instantly, immediately, that's better, but we don't really have a big delay these days anyway. We have a really efficient financial system right now. We're not waiting that long for money. So far, they have 35 banks and credit unions on board. The U.S. Department of Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Services is on board. What a surprise. And here's the kicker, there are 16 service providers are ready to support payment processing for banks and credit unions. That means we get a piece, we get a fee, we get a percentage, those 16 service providers. I'm sure they're going to be very connected types of companies. Who are these companies? Anyway, when fully implemented, instant payments will provide substantial benefits for consumers and businesses, rapid access to cash, just-in-time payments, better cash management. FedNow service operates alongside other long-standing Federal Reserve payment services such as FedWire and FedACH. And the Fed is committed to working with 9,000 banks and credit unions across the country to support a widespread availability of this service. Again, is this the first step to a US CBDC? It could be. It could be. Central bank digital currencies are issued by central banks. Obviously, physical cash is still widely used around the world, but in some countries, people are using very little cash. And of course, we saw that during the COVID pandemic. We saw cash shortages related to hygiene concerns in the early months of the pandemic, which were all lies, all lies. There was no risk of getting COVID from cash. And as people move away from cash, we use more digital services. And there's no denying that today banks process more digital transactions than actual physical transactions at a bank. Thank God, I haven't been to a bank in years, and I don't want to go to a bank. There's some disruptions that have developed in the past 15, 20 years that are moving us in this direction, the creation of cryptocurrencies. I would argue that cryptocurrencies are Ponzi schemes, they produce nothing, and they only have value because of deliberate scarcity. Anyway, digital currencies are coming out of that creation of cryptocurrencies. So CBDCs will be a digital form of government-issued currency issued by central banks. Remember, central banks maintain our banking system, conduct monetary policy, and issue currency. There's a few different models so far. There's a type being used in the Eastern Caribbean called Dcash. With Dcash, consumers hold deposit accounts directly with the central bank. Another model we have out of the European Central Bank, where they license financial institutions to operate a permission node of the blockchain network. And there is an example of a bank getting a piece, getting a percentage. And then we have another model popular amongst the cryptocurrency world, is where the fiat currency would be issued as anonymous fungible tokens to protect users' privacy. None of this is needed. None of this is required. This is all an effort to gain control. The risks, of course, are this. We lose our anonymity. We lose our privacy. We will be taxed to the penny. We'll be tracked. We'll be marketed to like never before. We'll be targeted. They can control who gets to buy what. You're a bad person, we're taking away your digital currencies. And I'm not a fan of this idea. Fed is seemingly on board, moving in that direction with Fed now. Say no to the digital currency. Say no to no cash. My other hot topic today is New York City congestion pricing. It's been debated for some months now, years. Mike Bloomberg introduced this concept years ago. What a surprise, Mike Bloomberg did this. Mike Bloomberg is responsible for destroying New York City, as far as I'm concerned. He made it a billionaire's playground, priced everybody out. Congestion pricing is expected to raise $1 billion each year for the perennially cash-strapped MTA. Plans to use this money as collateral to borrow up to $15 billion over 4 years for a modernization plan for the MTA infrastructure. So just a cash grab, apparently, is what this is. Congestion pricing is the idea of charging a toll for those who enter south of 60th Street from the east side or west side. They're going to pay a toll to enter that area one time a day, anywhere from $9 to $23 on top of the tolls we pay to get into the city, on top of the tolls we pay to use the highways around the city. There's one big giant word that comes to my mind: regressive. Regressive. Where are the Democrats? New York City is run by Democrats. Where's the concern for the less well-off? This is a giveaway to the wealthy. Let us clear away all the irredeemables from Midtown so you can have it to yourself. The bottom line, says MTA Chief Jeno Lieber, is that congestion pricing is good for the environment, good for public transit, and good for New York and the region. Really. So just to go into Manhattan, well, from Connecticut, it's going to cost you up to $20 to $30 just to enter the city. Now we have to park, go there for the reason we're going there. And going to the city becomes very expensive, very aggressive. So the couple options they're considering: a $9 fee during peak time, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Peak time, come on, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Where is it peak? That's around the tunnels and the bridges. This is commuters would pay once per day when they exit the West Side Highway or FDR into Midtown or Lower Manhattan. Or a $23 fee, which is paid by all drivers. But New Jersey and outer borough commuters will be allowed to subtract the tunnel tolls they pay to cross into Manhattan. Again, the major goals: combat ever worsening traffic in Manhattan. Of course, that's a non-issue since COVID. We don't have ever worsening traffic in Manhattan. We have the least amount of traffic we had in years because of the work from home situation. So combat ever worsening traffic, use the revenues to overhaul and upgrade subways, buses, Long Island Rail, and of course to save the environment. The speculation is by charging these tolls south of 60th Street, reduce the number of cars driving in lower and midtown Manhattan by as much as 20%. That's it. That's the benefit. Remember now, we have lost at the public policy making level, at the local, state, and federal level, we have lost the concept of cost benefit analysis. 20% reduction for billions of dollars in fees. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy is filing a federal lawsuit to block the toll, arguing the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Highway Administration didn't conduct a proper review of its impact on New Jersey drivers, being unfairly targeted. Meanwhile, Staten Island Borough President Vito Vocella said Monday he'll also sue to block the plan. We already have newly installed set of tolling mechanisms hanging over the West End Avenue at 61st Street. Vocella said he's reaching out to other outer borough politicians opposed to the toll, who likely join the legal fight against it. The plan is a loser for Staten Island residents because more traffic will be redirected into the borough and to avoid the Manhattan toll, Fasella said. That's the Verrazano Bridge. All right, so this is my second warning of the day. No to congestion pricing. Stop this silliness. We don't want this. Stop this. All right, some quick headlines before we're done. First, they came for your gas-powered car, then your gas stove, now your water heater. Be careful, they're coming after your water heater. More rules coming out of the Biden administration that are going to increase the cost of your life and reduce the quality of it. I remind you again, these are not legislative actions. These are rules put in place by bureaucrats, not members of Congress. We have these types of changes in our life. I want to vote. I want some democracy here. Other headline, Barbie kicks Oppenheimer's butt. Barbie takes in $155 million over the weekend against Oppenheimer's $80 million. Well, I guess that marketing campaign paid off for Barbie, huh? Christopher Nolan in a little trouble with his Oppenheimer movie. Bhagavad Gita, a holy book for the Hindus in India, was apparently used as a prop during a sex scene in the beginning of the movie. Now I am become death, the destroyers of worlds. The Indians are not happy with this. Next came Sound of Freedom, $20 million over the weekend. Beat Mission Impossible. This is the little tiny movie about child sex trafficking, now up $125 million. Several major studios passed on this movie, but it's done really well. Mission Impossible at $19.5 for the weekend, now at $118 million total. Other thing that got my attention was the British Open over the weekend. Love the British Open for this one reason: watching golf in the morning. Love watching golf in the morning on the weekends. Brian Harmon, our fellow U.S. citizen, took the trophy. USA, USA. His first major and the third left-hander to win the Open. He's only had a couple victories on the tour. He's earned some good money. He's earned a living. I think his total earnings so far, career earnings, are like $30 million. So he's done well, just, never at the top of the fields. So in the final round, he had 2 bogeys in the first 5 holes. Then he made back-to-back birdies and had 2 more birdies in the back 9. He's only 5'7", 150 pounds, smallest player on the tour. Led the field in accuracy, 75% of fairways. Averaged 285 off the tee. Hit almost 67% of greens and needed only 1.5 putts per hole. Congratulations, Mr. Harmon. Collected $3 million. Thank you very much. Moved to number 10 in the world golf rankings, his highest ranking ever, and now is expected to be part of the Ryder Cup team. His 4 rounds were 67, 65, 69, 70. How you left? Not bad. 4 birdies, 3 bogeys in the final round to take the trophy. Real quickly, let's check in on the economy and markets. It's Monday the 24th. What's the week ahead? No data today. Tuesday, we have July consumer confidence expecting 111.5. Wednesday, as always, at 7 o'clock, MBA mortgage applications for the week ending July 21st. Also on Wednesday, June new home sales, minus 0.7 is what we're looking for, 727 million units on an annualized basis. Also Wednesday, the end of the 2-day FOMC meeting, Federal Open Market Committee from the Fed, going to raise the federal funds rate 25 basis points to 5.5% as expected. Thursday, as always, at 8:30, initial unemployment claims for the week ending July 22nd, looking for 235,000. June durable good orders up 0.1%. Our first look at second quarter GDP, looking for 1.7%. Price index up 3%. Also on Thursday's June trade balance, goods only, minus 91.8 billion, another record. Our trade deficit continues to worsen. Think China. And also on Thursday, June pending home sales. Homes in contract waiting going to closing, expecting up 0.6%. No data on Friday. Quick check on markets and where we start the week. S&P 500 at 45.73. 10-year U.S. Treasury 3.80%. Oil West Texas Intermediate $77.56 a barrel. Nat gas $2.27. Checking on wheat $740 a bushel. U.S. dollar index 101.21 and gold 1967.60. I'm thinking sell rallies in equities, sell rallies in bonds, buy dips in oil, buy dips in natural gas, buy dips in wheat, buy dips in the dollar, and gold is range bound. Just kind of watch that a little bit. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'm Frankie. Always try to buy American.